I realised I need to do a lot and last day body comp check to compare to see how much I've changed. I weigh basically the same. It's gone up and down a little. Well, it's gone down and up a little bit, but I ended up in basically the same place. But there you go. Yeah, this is good. This is good. So unflexed, flexed. I mean, I'm definitely a lot fitter. Like, I feel a lot fitter. Like doing runs every day and conditioning and stuff. And my goal isn't really to get lean, it's just to be healthier. So we'll see how I look. I wonder if I look different. I feel like I look exactly the same, but I do feel better. Doing runs and classes every day. We'll do that. So, yeah. All right, yo, it's my last night here. The kids should all be around tomorrow, so get to say goodbye to them, which would be sad but nice. They are also, it's annoying that I'm leaving now because they're all setting up for like a fight. They're doing an Indonesia versus Malaysia sort of show fight this weekend. So a bunch of them are fighting, and it would be really, really lovely to see them. But unfortunately I can't, so I have to ask for videos from people who are still here. Also, funnily enough, there's a British guy coming tomorrow replacing me. So I will be swapped out with another English guy. But I'm feeling good, excited for the next post. Am I excited? I just feel neutral about it. I feel fine. Not really excited or not. I just feel like it's the next thing. Okay, let's talk about why do I have the word watch? Oh! Well, I'll start with that. I want to watch. Yeah, and I want to wear it like, you know, backwards, like wear it like upside down, so it's here, so I can go like, whoa, and look at it. Yeah. So I think I'll just like hit up some secondhand shops, maybe while I'm in KL, see if I find something nice and small and cute and old and working, that I don't care too much about if it gets damaged or lost or anything, but like it looks cool. I guess waterproof would be good, but also doesn't need to be. Age. Yeah, an interesting reflection. I've been like the oldest volunteer so far out of all the people who have been here. They've been like 20, 22, 24, 25, that kind of thing. Yeah, I kind of hadn't clocked that I would be seen as older and therefore looked at, not looked up to, that feels a bit icky to say, but definitely hadn't really clocked that I was kind of treating everyone the same, but not everyone is going to do that. And that me being older is going to affect some people in the way that they treat or talk to or consider my opinion in the way that I talk and stuff. I still think it's more important what I say and the substance of it than my age and the substance of that, of which there is none. Not really. But yeah, I had a conversation with Mateos today which covered age a little bit. I don't think like necessarily super purposefully, but he brought it up. And I thought it was something I realized it was something I hadn't really thought about. next thing. Oh, let's do some. No, I'll do next thing. I'll do a line that I really like that I came up with, but it does have a meaning. But I put spiritual hypocrisy and the pedestal of the foreign. Ooh, what does that unnecessarily flouncy sentence mean? So I was talking to Kat. Shout out to Kat, and she was telling me a story about a girl who was on a tour to meet some tribes, and I'll cut the story relatively short, but essentially she took a flash photo of a funeral, and the tribe there consider that to be stealing their soul, and so they prepared for war, to kill her, I guess, or do something retributive. And the tour guide that they were with managed to, in exchange for her life and freedom, make it so that all she had to do was slaughter a pig and drink its blood. And then the fun wrinkle is that she is vegan. She did do it, as far as I know, and everything was fine after. But what's interesting is the reactions, right? So, and I'm not going to speak for anyone else, I'll just speak from my own head, of being like, well, obviously that sucks for the girl, but at the same time, if you thought your soul had been stolen, then it kind of sucks even more for you. So really she got off easy, and it might have been a mistake, but it's a mistake that she then had to pay for the disrespect or for the transgression. However, I then realized that that is giving a lot of weight to something that I actually completely disagree with. Obviously, I can respect their traditions and their spirituality, but not respect what they force her to do that is against her morals, because I also respect her morals and her spirituality. And so I don't think that everything that would be retributive is fair just because of the belief system of the people that are instigating, that are enforcing it. And I was thinking more about that, and I realized that the more base, or the less developed, I guess, a culture in terms of like the West versus an indigenous, America versus like an indigenous Indonesian tribe, you get it. If like there was someone in America who thought that taking a photo stole their soul and then forced you to kill a pig and drink its blood in response, maybe if it was a religious thing, let's just say Christians thought that, or Hindus thought that, or whomever, but let's stick with something more Western, like Christianity. If Christianity had something like that, I would be like, that's stupid. But then when a tribe does it, I'm like, oh, wow, gotta respect the tribe. And I caught myself in my own hypocrisy when both are just spiritual beliefs and understandings and should make no difference. I should respect them both the same. And I could not respect them both, but then I would have to not respect them both the same as well. Yeah, and I just thought that I was trying to come up with whether there was a difference. I guess the main thing is knowing better, which doesn't feel like good enough. Having diversity of thought around you is obviously a helpful indicator. Like if you grew up in the West, you would be exposed to a lot more culture, and therefore you could make a decision on what was moral and what wasn't. But I don't think that should really impact then how I feel about that person's spirituality and the way that they enforce their morality on others. So yeah, I hadn't really come to a conclusion. If anything, I was inching closer to actually then having more respect for more people, including those in the West or more modern era. But that was more like I should have a general respect for their beliefs, but I should also think that they're all baseless if I think that they're baseless. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Bad word. Not interesting. I thought that it was, it actually gave me pause to be faced with what I considered to be my own hypocrisy, and hypocrisy that I have seen from a lot of people. And I called it spiritual hypocrisy and the pedestal of the foreign, because I think the more foreign and more, base and more like almost regressed and developing the society, the more of a pass people give it, right? Like Eastern mysticism and shit like that gets given much more of a pass, is how it feels. So I thought that was interesting. I did it again. Yeah. That's me. Okay, some good news. So I think I mentioned that I applied sort of on a whim to an elephant sanctuary in Thailand that didn't have any spaces up until March next year. And even in their description, they were like fully booked for volunteers, plus looking for people from March. But I sent them a long shot message anyway and was like, hey, look, I know it says you're full, but I am at a little bit of a loose end in November, so if you do have space, I would love to come. Here's why, blah, blah, blah. And they actually got back to me saying, give us a couple days, we might be able to fit you in, but we'll let you know. And then they got back to me today and said that they can accommodate, which is awesome. So yeah, I'm going to be working at like a really cool sounding, really sustainable, like eco-tourism elephant sanctuary that only has 3 elephants that they rescued. And I think I'll be working like collecting food, chopping trees, supporting like how it runs, but also doing tours. So I think I'll be a tour guide. Sounds awesome. So yeah, and it's in some cool remote sounding place in Thailand, which is kind of awesome. Basically, it all sounds really, really great. And there's a lot of volunteers, I think, that go. So I think they have, it sounded like 10 plus 15 volunteers working there at a time. So there should be a big community, which will also be, I'm also really excited for. Essentially, yeah, it came out really, really well. And I checked, and as of this year, I think the non-visa time that you can stay in Thailand if you're in the UK was bumped from 30 to 60 days. So I might try and push that actually to a month and a half and dip into December a little bit more. Yeah, at least 5 weeks, I think, for that one I might want to do. But we'll see. I'll ask them how long would work and if they know anything about it. But yeah, I might call the immigration office for Thailand just to make sure, because there's a lot of conflicting stuff online about it. Some say 30 days still, some say 60. So I want to check before I do that, because it would be bad to overstay my immigration. As we know, I've not had a great time with immigration. So I want to freaking nail it. But yeah, really exciting. Really, really exciting. So I'm really happy about that. That takes me like right through to December as well, which is crazy. Next. Last thing is I'll say, oopsie, miscalculation. I miscalculated my funds. I must have double counted somewhere. So I've actually spent less than I thought. Not as much less as I would want, but less nonetheless. And so I thought it was around 1,300 and something pounds. It's actually 1,100 pounds. So I overcounted by like 200, 250 quid. And yeah, obviously the phones were about 400 pounds, replacing my phone with a phone and a spare just in case while I'm remote, the first one breaks, the main one breaks. But even with that and the cash that I have, that then takes me down to 600 pounds, which is over 25 days. Still more than I would want it to be. So I've kind of worked out, I've got a spreadsheet now that works out my daily for spends, blah, blah, blah. I think I explained this already. And if I spend only the cash that I have from now, and I've already booked my accommodation for KL, so, and my flights and stuff from KL, and my transport basically is sorted for the next month. So if I just spend the cash that I have, which is the plan, I should get to my £25 a day maximum that I wanted by the 21st of October, which is great because it'll be in the middle of the jungle, which means I'll have even more, have it go down even more. And then by November, it'll be under 20. And then I was working out basically in the elephant sanctuary, you have to pay £4 a day approximately to them, and they give you the 3 meals and the accommodation and everything. And I don't suspect I'm going to be doing loads of touristy stuff and spending loads and loads of money while I'm there. I don't think. So I reckon by December, I get my daily down below £15 a day. That's my goal. Yeah, that is my goal, is by December below £15. And then if I can knock that down to like £10, ooh. And then I decided if I make money doing work, like I do a work somewhere, I want to try maybe in Japan or Korea probably Japan to actually work. I'm not going to minus from the total that I spent. I'm just going to have a separate tab that offsets so I can still see how much things cost, so that if people are curious, or if I'm in the future curious about how much I spent, I can still see the spend. Because I really want to show to myself, honestly, more than anything else, that I can do this either indefinitely or like for a really, really long time. Like this can be a lifestyle that can cost very little if you do it right. And it's like right now it's not working as well as I want it to, but I think that's because I wasn't thinking about it enough and lots of random crap happened. I got stuck in KK, so accommodation, extra flights, paying for the immigration, the phones, that kind of stuff. So those things will obviously happen, but I reckon whilst I'm like stuck in a rainforest for a month, they've already suggested how much it will cost me, and I've factored that in because I already have the cash out. So I think it's possible. I think it's plausible. If I can get down to 10 to 15 quid a day cost of traveling, that's crazy. Like going down to 300 to 450 pounds a month. Like, yeah, that's super good. That's super duper good. And I wonder how good I can make it. And I wonder if I could work out the average like after Labuan and see what I end up at, and see if I can actually run a lifestyle that's even less when I don't include these bits. But we'll see. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep me posted. Maybe I should start talking to the camera as if it's talking to me rather than an audience. Would that be fun? It's kind of fun. Alright. Maybe I don't say Adam though. Alright, Adam. Because then, maybe that's a bit weird. Maybe I just think about it being me watching me back and talk as if it's me. I don't know. Whatever. even knows why I'm doing these or how long I'm going to do them for. It's crazy to me that I've done them this many times. Anyway, that was it for today. So I'm going to go to sleep and then say goodbye to the kids tomorrow, do a little exit interview with Alvin, should be cute, and then get on my flight and go to KL. Stay there for a couple of days, get a mosquito net, and see the city, see the big city. Right, catch you later.